All right, hey everybody, another episode of Drink Whiskey. This is, we're continuing with our Game of Thrones series. So we're drinking Game of Thrones. They have several different scotches out. This is one they did, the first one they announced. This is with Johnnie Walker. This is the White Walker whiskey. This bottle, if you put it in the freezer, it actually changes colors. So it does something fancy. And we don't have a freezer right here, so we're not doing that. So, but anyways, and later on we're gonna see if we can pair it with mac and cheese candy canes. This is also, it's not just the Game of Thrones series. We're also doing an Archie McPhee candy cane series. If you're not familiar with Archie McPhee, it is a store in Seattle, and they cover basically just sell really weird stuff.
Really?
So yeah, really bizarre stuff. So we like it because we're bizarre. So anyways, I think before that, I think we should discuss the multitude of trailers out. I did a review of the dissecting the first Avengers Endgame trailer. Pretty much the only takeaway I have from that is, I think there's a debate of whether or not it's Captain Marvel that rescues Tony Stark, or whether or not it's Pepper Potts. And I'm saying it's Pepper Potts. That's pretty much the only question.
I think it could be anyone at this point. I mean, there's still one or two people left from the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm assuming they still have a ship. Who knows?
Well, Nebula is up in the ship with him.
Oh yeah, Nebula is still there, and she might have some sort of trick up her robotic sleeve. So it's really hard to say with that trailer, but it's going to give you just a taste, just a taste.
So I don't know. Are you guys familiar with the storyline of Tony Stark being stuck in the spaceship and who's going to rescue him?
No, not at all. Personally, what I think is the person that's going to end up rescuing is probably going to be Tony Stark's undead mother in the War Machine.
You're cut off. So. All right. I don't know. Those are the two movies that I think I'm most familiar with. And I don't know. What's your? I know you've been watching a lot of trailers.
Watched a lot of trailers. Last night I just somehow fell into YouTube vortex of a whole bunch of trailers. I saw a really good trailer for Bumblebee. Wasn't excited about it initially. Just have a good point. Michael Gabe is not director, so that's good.
I'm already more interested.
Yeah, exactly. I saw a few of the other Transformers. They look more like the original toys and cartoons. It doesn't seem overly, overly douchey. That's a pretty good way of putting it.
So they're not just designing it to sell in China?
Exactly. They're not just designing this to sell in China. I think this is more designed for people like us. A little nostalgia factor. As far as people that are in it, I didn't really see anybody I know except for John Cena, the wrestler, now actor. I don't know if he still wrestles or not, but
he does.
Seems like a cool guy. So that one seemed good. I saw a trailer for Shazam. That looks cute, like kind of fun movie, not super serious like all the other.
I think that DC has realized that they've become kind of a joke with how dark they get, and so now they've got. Movies like Shazam, and there's one other film I'm not thinking of, that they kind of show the lighter side, and I think that's good. I think that's going to help DC, and I think that's going to help, nerd movies overall. To put a little bit of comedy in there. There's the old Shakespeare, what I call the Shakespeare rule, of you got to balance comedy and tragedy, and if you get it to be too dark or too silly, it just gets kind of lame. So, but if you can find that perfect, when movies really hit, or anything, movies, books, TV shows, plays, whatever, it really hits when you can balance that comedy and tragedy. So, I think that having Shazam as part of the DCU, I think it can help.
Yeah, I need to learn that, and maybe they are learning that dark doesn't necessarily mean it has to be slow and boring.
Do you think? So with the inclusion of the Avengers series, do you think that's going to kind of herald the end of the superheroes being the big box office blockbusters. Like, we had the pirate era and there's different eras where certain kinds of things dominate box office. Are they going to start rebooting stuff, or do you think this is the end of the superheroes as being the thing at the box office?
I think, Kevin Feige is still going to be leading Marvel, and I think as long as you have Kevin Feige, I think that so far, he has not let us down yet. I think we should trust Kevin Feige at this point. He's taking care of this next phase, and I think that's part of the reason why they're going to kill off so many characters in the next movie, is because we need to start the next phase. We need to keep it interesting, because by the time those movies start making $500 million as opposed to $1 billion, it's too late to turn that thing around, and it's already going to fall apart no matter how good you get. And they just need to.
We're looking forward. I mean, we're going to get the same characters, new cast.
No, I think it's going to be. I think they're going to. Marvel has such a long history and so many different characters. I think we're going to see all new characters. I think Captain Marvel is the first of those. I think there's now going to be a whole bunch of, basically it's the new age of Marvel, and I think they're going to totally redo it. Some characters may stay around. Most, I think, especially the bigger ones, are going to leave. Number one, that brings the cost of the movie down, because some of those actors now are very expensive, especially Robert Downey Jr. I think that it's. I think they're gonna basically make new celebrities. And I think that's good. Keep it fresh.
Yeah, they'll Archie. So many people are taking pictures and swapping them.
Is there any other trailers, any other movies coming out that you guys are excited about? What about, how do you guys, now we're all guys, but do we still care about, can guys like Aquaman? I think we still can, yeah.
Aquaman!
I know our wives and our girlfriends are gonna drag us to go see Aquaman anyways, but I just want to say to you women out there, to all you women out there, quit looking at Jason Momoa like he's just a piece of meat. He's a real human being.
He doesn't mind.
I did see that he's also going to be bringing a video game character to the silver screen as Rico Rodriguez from the Just Cause series.
Oh God.
Now the Just Cause series. Oh, the video game. Okay.
Video games, yes. Where essentially your entire purpose is to blow stuff up.
And they're turning that into a video game somehow?
Other way around.
They're turning it into a TV series or a movie instead of a video game.
Shall we?
Did we read about Pinocchio?
Oh yeah.
Should we wait until next episode to talk about Pinocchio?
You can if you want.
I think we shall. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any movies. What movies are you excited about that are coming out? We are going to. I think we're interested in Aquaman. We're interested in it. If it's nerdy, we're probably going to just big old sucker tattoo. Okay. So, we're going to watch it. Let us know in the comments which ones you're excited about watching. And the next one we're talking about grown men talking about Pinocchio. Why is that? Whose fault is that? Find out on next week's episode of No Screen Quiz.
Right? They came in and they said.